Are you looking to improve your sales without resorting to pushy tactics? Welcome to Sales Made Easy, the podcast that helps you to achieve better sales results and gain long-lasting clients through relational selling. Let's get right into it.
What is good word? We are talking about making the ask, A-S-K, today. Making an ask for yourself, not out of yourself. So what does this mean? Well, I think there's an opportunity that people frequently miss out on. Recently, I showed a person that I was interested in their service. And they asked me a couple of questions, confirmed the interest, and then they gave me a business card and said, here's my information, let me know, here's my number and email and so forth. Let me know. Now, as a sales expert, someone who's been in sales for 100 years, when I see this, it's like, there's so much opportunity that you're probably missing out on. And yes, when I say expert, I say that tongue in cheek to some degree because I still make mistakes. But this one is one that you can correct pretty quickly. I think the challenge is we don't want to make an ask when someone shows interest because we don't want to come across as salesy. That could be one. Another one is we may not just know. Maybe we were thought that handing out a card telling someone our information was good enough. But this is really what we need to do, in my opinion. My humble opinion is that when someone shows us interest and we've confirmed that there's interest, the next thing to do is to get them on the calendar. Now, in this particular case, I said, well, I need to speak to my wife. Okay, so what do we do with that? Someone's going to say similar things. What can we do with that? Well, we want to continue the conversation. We say, that's great. I would want my spouse involved too. Something along those lines. Show that you're completely on board with the person. The next thing that you can do is say tentatively, when are you two together? And they might say, well, we're together in the evenings, we're together on the weekends. Great. So I have availability in my schedule, typically on weekends. It might be Saturday morning and maybe on a weekday evening. Let's just say Tuesday and Thursday for the sake of argument. How do those days now sound to you? And the person says, well, those could work. Great. Now we could do one of several things here. We could pencil in, I like that expression because it shows that we're not completely committed, but we get some kind of commitment. What if we were to tentatively look at Tuesday evening? How does that sound? And of course, I'm going to give you the option to reschedule that, but just so I can get this in my calendar, how does that sound? The person might say, well, that sounds good. I'll get back to you. Okay, great. So we could wait until they get back to us. But now we have it in the calendar, and instead of waiting until they get back to us, I would follow up with an email or a text and just explained that this is great. I'd say something along the lines of, it's great meeting you earlier, it's great conversation. I feel like there's definitely a way that I could be of value for you. Is Tuesday evening still looking good? Let me know so we can book it solidly in the calendar. Then you now are taking action. You're taking control versus letting the person get back to you. And I'm telling you, you don't want to leave it onto a business card to do the work for you. You see, the thing is, I set the business card down and I lose it. That happens. And then I'm lost. I have no idea where that person is. I don't know their information. So that's not good. Second thing is I get distracted. Maybe I have the business card, I set it down on the counter, and I say, I'm going to get to that eventually. Weeks can go by, then I look at the card and say, what's this about? Yeah, I don't need that anymore. So there's more bad that can happen when you just give the card. So my advice here is take some steps to ensure that you're getting a meeting to the best of your ability. You're in control. Do what you can to get that meeting because Hundreds, if not thousands of dollars plus referrals are relying on you to meet with that person. Leaving it by chance is not the way to go. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to Sales Made Easy. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Also, you're invited to join the Facebook group Sales Training Selling with Dignity. Serve first, the selling will follow.